Shalom, shalom, and stuff. Souls, but give no praise to Yahweh Hashem, Al Shai. Double L's Apostle GMS and honesty, brothers doing the work in truth, more sincerity. This is just a quick one. Was obviously, pastor was coming up, brothers were rehearsing. One of the brothers was reading this, something, what would you call it? Stuck out about, your loins girded, right? So this is Exodus 12 and 11. It says, "And thus shall you eat it with your loins girded." Right, and then basically looked into what girding your loins is, etc., which I'm going to go through. I'll just finish the rest of the verses. Your shoes on your feet, your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover, right? And then as I'll go through in some of these scriptures and this article that I've got here about, girding your loins, the scripture breaks it down. It's supposed to be in haste. It's supposed to be, preparation for something, you're about to go do something. Right, that's why you'd gird your loins. Like, it didn't say relax, relax your garments. It didn't say chill, right? So basically what I'm hinting at is the fact that the Lord's Passover isn't something, to party about. It ain't no chill session, right? But, that's a topic on its own. I just want to get into this thing here about girding your loins, right? Because obviously you heard it. But, this is the first time I really actually looked into it. Right, it says how to gird your loins from the art of manliness. Right, it basically shows a guy, he wears a thing, puts it down, blah, 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 and he girds your loins. And I was like, oh, okay, can't. And it goes on to say basically it's, you'd be going off to do hard labor and stuff. So basically what you do is you'd, hard labor as this man here is going to war, which is what these scriptures here are for. Because this thing of ours, although it's spiritual, it's still a war, it's a battle, right? We ain't supposed to be no lazy, it's not my throat's just closing up. We ain't supposed to be no lazy, just walk around, play around, chill. I just want to chill. Obviously you have downtime, right? But, we're supposed to be apt to teach, ready to teach. You're supposed to be, preparing for a spiritual battle, right? Because the times to come are going to be like times never before, as is referenced in the scriptures, right? It says back in the days, in the ancient blah around, they were about a girdle while tunics were comfortable and breezy. The hem of the tunic would often get caught in the way when the man was fighting, performing hard labor. Right? This truth is both a fight and is both hard labor, right? So when ancient Hebrew men had to battle the Philistines, the men would lift up the hem of their tunic and tuck it into their girdle or tighten the knot to keep it off the ground. The effect basically created a pair of shorts that provided more freedom of movement. Thus, to tell someone to gird up your loins was to tell them to get ready for hard work or battle. And as a point, it's to get ready for hard work or battle. It was the ancient way of saying man up. Right, so we're basically, scriptures talking, the way that Job 38 and 3 says, gird up now thy loins like a man, for I'll demand of thee, and answer thou me. Right, scriptures say we got to, gird up our loins like a man and prepare for this, for the battle, prepare for all of the things that, that are to come. Right, be prepared, do this hard labor. Right, and be prepared for the spiritual war that is ahead. Right? Right, and this is, just going to prove to you that it is a spiritual war. Right? And a spiritual fight. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3 says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Right? So, we have weapons, but they're not carnal weapons. Because carnal weaponry, the sword, that was Esau's blessing. Says, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, right? And also I'll get Hebrews 4 and 12 says, for the word of the Most High is quick, because that's our weapon. Our weapon is the word of the Most High. We don't speak anything of our words, and we don't, we certainly have no weapons, in the carnal sense. We're not those guys. We're just prophets. It says, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. So these scriptures cut, and you see that when people come to camp, especially the guys like Edomites, when they come up, and they come up with that whole proud Edomite thing. See, you know, they see a bunch of niggas and say, yeah, let me show these niggas how much I know. And then you find out that these guys don't actually know jack shit, right? And then, you know, spirit jumps on you, and, you know, we'll see who'll be at there. The count will just slice them up spiritually. You can see that their whole life is through. Their whole life is fucked after that point. Right? Everything they thought they knew, they realized they don't know. And then at the end of it, they find out they're going into slavery. Right? Now, end of Ephesians 6 and 12 says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And also you get the elites of this world that be doing all manner of witchcraft. Right? Be doing all manner of witchcraft against us. So it's a spiritual battle that we have to fight. Right? So we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So you, like I said, it's not a carnal fight we're fighting. Right? We fight against principalities, powers, basically wickedness, spirits, demons. Right? It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Right? So the armor of the Most High, that's these scriptures. So these scriptures are both a weapon, and they're both offensive and defensive. Because Satan will fuck with you when you're in this truth. But what you gotta do? You gotta do the same thing Yahushua did when Satan was fucking with him, and that will stay in these scriptures. Because these scriptures is what's gonna keep you sane. It says Isaiah 33 and 6 says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Right? Wisdom and knowledge, because in those times when you see food, what are you going to remember? You're going to remember what the scriptures say in Isaiah 65:13, my servants shall eat. Now, when you see all manner of death around you, you're going to remember that that's prophesied throughout all the scriptures. Right? And that's going to strengthen you, man, because you're going to say, hey, the Lord said it was going to happen, and the Lord also said he's going to save. Right? And that's going to build you up in the faith. Say, hey, then, Lord will have mercy for whatever situation you find yourself in. Right? It says, verse 14, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. Right? So there's truth, these scriptures is truth. That's what's going to keep us safe, sane. Obviously, whilst we, tackle the demons on this, on this part of the journey, and especially during that time of Jacob's trouble when, Esau's coming down on us hard. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to share that with you. Because like I said, up until that point when I looked at it, I didn't, you hear something and this is first time I've seen a visual representation of what it what it looked like, what it what it really meant, right? So yeah, with that, Lord's will, you were edified. I'm gonna say Shalom.